Hi, I am Jan-Philipp Martini and I am a consultant in BCG's Düsseldorf office in Germany. I am also currently becoming a mindfulness trainer and I'm a co-founder of BCG's Mindfulness Network. Today, in this short session, I would love to give you an overview about what we do as the Mindfulness at BCG network, specifically diving into one of our cognition trainings. Mindfulness is oftentimes misunderstood. It's not just about relaxation, but it's actually about an interplay of three capabilities. First, it's about attention, the ability to sustain focus on one object. Second, it's about awareness, which is about tracking and exploring thoughts, emotions, or anything that happens in the environment as it comes and goes. And third, it's about acceptance, which is about accepting what we cannot change and refocusing our energy on how we react to our experiences, which is what we can change. Actually, thoughts and emotions anyway amplify the more we push or the pull. So acceptance is a very good state of mind to be present with. Mindfulness, by these three capabilities, attention, awareness, and acceptance, helps us to manage our cognition, leverage the intelligence of our emotions, and most importantly, be more effective within our teams, increasing the collective intelligence, as we wrote in one of our last studies. Today, I would love to focus on cognition management, specifically on practicing with you one attention practice. Before we do that, I would give you a brief overview about the background of attention training. William James, the founding father of psychology in the US, once said, "My experience is what I attend to. Only those items which I choose to notice shape my mind. Without selective attention, experience would be an utter chaos." So this shows the importance of attention. And the good thing is we can actually train our ability to sustain focus and to choose one thought over the other. Let's have a look at how attention works and how our brain works. The brain, or our brain, is actually a fascinating device. It has the most processing powers, the most processing operations of any device on Earth. Even the Summit supercomputer has less processing operations per second than our brain. Our brain has 10 to the power of 16 flops, floating operations per second. The Summit supercomputer might just have around 10 to the power of 15 of these operations. But if I would now ask you, what is 833 times 455? What's your answer on this apparently simple calculation? It actually just takes less than 1% of your personal processing power. But indeed, it's not too easy to calculate this calculation, because actually more than 99% of our processing power of the brain is busy with background operations, with unconscious processing, calculating emotions, calculating the intelligence of emotions, even scanning the entire periphery of what we see, hear, smell, or even think for any kind of dangers in order to protect us. And this has a very severe impact on how we live our lives, that most of our processing power is actually not consciously available to us. More than 47% of times of the day, our minds are wandering. So we are not in the present moment, distracted by thoughts of the future or the present or of the past. According to a recent study, an average American checks their phone 80 times per day. That's almost every 10 minutes of awake time. And that's not necessarily all a conscious choice, but rather a reaction to a certain stimuli or thought that comes into our mind. So the good news here is that while we are largely driven by our unconscious processing, we can still train this attention. We can train to choose one thought over the other. Let's do that together. So maybe if you're sitting on your chair right now, find a comfortable position, a posture of relaxed alertness. Your back is straight, and at the same time you can let go of any obvious tension in your body. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable. You can also just let your gaze rest downwards. And in this posture, just take a few deep breaths. You might notice the sensations of breathing by your belly, contracting and expanding with every out and in breath. Perhaps it's a little difficult to notice that. If that is the case, just take one of your hands and put it on your belly, and then follow the movement of the hand. You might also notice the sensations of breathing with your chest rising and falling. And perhaps you also sense your breath touching the area of your nostrils whenever you breathe in or breathe out. So now wherever you can feel your breath, it doesn't really matter where. Maybe where you can feel it the most easy, where it's most simple to follow your breath, either your belly, your chest, or the area of your nostril. Just follow your breath on that spot that you choose. And only after a few seconds, you might notice how a wave of thoughts is capturing your attention. You might be distracted. You might even fully forget the intention of focusing on your breathing. Whenever that happens, just let the wave of thoughts float by. You can also imagine a leaf which is flowing down a river. And whenever your thought has floated away, just return back to your breathing. And then again, you might be distracted by thoughts again. But instead of judging yourself for being distracted, maybe just celebrate yourself for something in your mind that made you aware that you actually wanted to focus on your breathing. And with this celebration, just return back to your breath. And now take a few more breaths, and then gently, for now, return back into this virtual cognition training. So this was a very brief overview of an attention practice, and I would invite you to take 3 minutes every morning to practice this attention training. And if that's too much time, maybe sometimes it's hard to find that, take just 30 seconds, and whenever you join an online Zoom meeting, a video conference, before you press join now, take 3 conscious breaths, focusing on your breath. Enjoy your practice.